What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back. I'm Michael Scott, and this is the Ultimate Tech Hub. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to wire drop from one room to another. I'm going to show you how to drop Cat6 wires into a network panel like this. Then we'll run those Cat6 wires from the attic into a different room down inside a wall. And how to add a new Ethernet wall jack from an existing wall jack in a different room. And both of these installations are not difficult, unless of course you don't have the right tools. And yes, of course, all supplies and tools will be listed below at the very best prices. So first we're going to start with the wire drop installation. And this wire drop is for a one-story home with an attic. These are the supplies and tools you'll need for this installation. First, you'll need some Cat6 wire or Cat5e. Cat5e is cheaper. I recommend getting 500 feet. You'll also need some RJ45 connectors and some boots for the wires. You'll need some Cat6 wall jacks. I bought a 5-pack. And you'll also need an Ethernet wall plate. I have a 2-port because I'm going to run 2 wires. And we all know 2 wires are better than 1. Okay, now let's go over the tools you'll need for the installation. You're going to need a cordless drill. You'll need drill bits. And for this install, the bigger the better. A crimping tool to terminate the network cable, a wire stripper, a hammer, measuring tape, a drywall saw, safety glasses, a flathead screwdriver, and this is a great tool for wire drops, the old bolt tied to a string. This is kind of an old school way to do wire drops. And don't worry, I'll show you later. Just make sure the string is longer than the height of your ceiling. So if your ceiling is 10 feet tall, make the string 12 feet long. You'll need a ladder for sure to access your attic, unless your attic comes with a ladder already. And mine doesn't. And 2 more things you might need: a network cable tester and some tape. Now my plan is to do 4 wires. 2 will be for future use, so might as well just drop those 4 in here anyways. I'll go ahead and terminate them, and I'll just keep them kind of somewhere down here. The other 2 are going to go from here all the way up, ceiling up here, and we'll come down this wall on the other side where our entertainment center is with our games, our TV, and our media. So I'm going to run it from up top down, and I'll go down here at the bottom. I'll move everything out of the way, and we're going to have 2 lines. So that's the plan. The first thing I did was clean the area so I could access the back of the wall for the wire drop. Then it's off to the dreaded attic. This should be fun, or not. First thing I need to figure out is where I'm dropping the wire through here down the wall. I gotta find the cross beam. I'll have to get gloves on to find it, to find where that wall is studded. Should be somewhere around here, and then I'll start drilling for the Cat6. I'm going to drop 2 lines. You always want to drop 2 lines when you're doing any kind of wire drops. Then back there is where the panel is, and I'll drop all the wires down that panel. Should be pretty easy, but the hard part is finding, and in this mess of insulation, blown in insulation, it's going to be kind of tough to find it. Alright, I think I've spotted where I'm going to start my drop. It's going to be right over here. The first thing we have to do is move the insulation out of the way. We need to be able to see what we're walking on. So simply move the insulation to expose the rafters. You're looking for horizontal 2x4s. You'll be walking on top of those. Once I moved all the insulation out of the way, I can now see the location for the wire drop. Right under the small white wire is the board we're going to be drilling into. So at this point, you'll need a cordless drill and your largest drill bit. For my situation, I had to drill through 2 2x4s stacked on top of each other. Your situation may be different, but the bottom line, you want to drill all the way through with a big enough hole so you can feed down 2 Cat6 wires. Okay, just a heads up, first thing I did was cut 2 wires at about 80 feet each, tape them together, and we're going to drop 2 wires down that hole. If you're going to do 1, just go ahead and do 2. It's good just in case 1 wire fails, you have an extra 1. And also it's good for expansion if you want to add more computers or whatever you want. And by taping both these wires together, it's actually easier to handle and fish down the wall. For some reason, the weight of the 2 wires makes it easier to drop down the wall cavity. so keep that in mind. And right here is the location of the hole, and simply start fishing the wire through the hole. And we are good to go. So just feed it down. As you feed the wire down the cavity of the wall, you want to keep feeding that wire until you feel it hit the bottom of the floor. Once you hit the bottom of the floor, stop feeding the wire. And now it's time to go downstairs and find those wires in the wall. And then we'll connect the wires to the wall jacks and then the faceplate. And here's the hole where the wires are going down. And this is our 2-port wall plate. And we're going to install it right over there. Okay, the faceplate's going to go about right here. And with my calculations, the cable is somewhere right here. And I did take some measurements, so I'm pretty sure the wires are right at this location. And I'll make sure to line up the faceplate so it's the same height as the power outlet. So if you tap on the wall and it sounds hollow, then that means there's no stud. If there's a thud, that means there's a stud. And also, in these interior walls, there are no fire stops. However, with exterior walls, there are fire stops. So now it's time to start drilling. First a small pilot hole, then we can cut it with a drywall saw. And be careful with a drywall saw not to go too far into the wall. If you go too far into the wall, you may punch out the other side of the wall. So be careful. Once the hole is big enough, I can put my fingers through the hole to try to find the wires. And lo and behold, here are the wires. Amazing. And just a heads up, it's not always this easy. I did get lucky. So now it's time to terminate these 2 wires into these 2 Cat6 Wall Jack plugs. When you buy wall jack plugs, it comes with a punch down tool, the Cat6 Wall Jack plug, and a wire cover. Now I need to go ahead and terminate these into these plugs here. So first thing, use a wire stripper to expose the wires, and then use the white string to pull down another inch to expose the wires, just to make sure none of the wires are cut. Then next, go ahead and separate the wires. And because the lighting was kind of bad in this corner, it was kind of hard to see me wiring these up, this is a previous video I did showing the wire color connections. So from bottom left is white orange, then brown white. Use that punch down tool to make the connection solid. Now on the right side, it's green, white, blue white, and then blue. Once again, go ahead and use the punch down tool and go over all the connections one more time. And trim off any excess wires. Then add the wire cover. Now this wall jack plug snaps right into the wall plate, and that's it. It's easy. Next, use a drywall saw to make the hole bigger. It needs to be big enough for the 1-gang wall bracket. And the wall bracket should snap right in. And with the screw on the top right and the bottom left, we'll tighten it to tighten the wall gang bracket to the wall. And that's it. And now we simply connect our wall plate. And that's it. Now back into the attic and drop the wires into the network panel. Alright, so I'm going to use my good old-fashioned bolt with a string. I'm going to drop it through the hole I just drilled over there. When I hear it hit the bottom of the, like this, it'll hit the bottom of the panel, should. I'll tie the other end of the string to Cat6 wires, 2 Cat6, and then pull it down through. So it's kind of dark back in the area where I'm going to drop this line. The panel drop location's in the back, very far back, with no light. So I'll show you the area where I'm dropping the line, and then we'll see where the bolt comes out at the bottom. I know it's kind of hard to see, but those are the wires going down to the panel. And we're going to drop that bolt on a string down the hole. Look, I gotta say one thing, it's 90 degrees out today, and up here it's like 110. Whew. And for some reason, using the string with a bolt on the end always works. I don't know why. It's better than wires or any fishing tool. I guess because the weight of this brings it down, and you can hear it from the top. You can hear it clank when it hits something. So it's, you know it's gone through, and this went all the way down through. Pretty cool. So now I'll just pull the wires through. Hopefully we can just pull these wires through. Voila. We have success. Everybody clap now. Thank you. So yes, I saved money. I'm not using that $40 tool. So I have 2 wires here. I do want to do 2 more of these, but not today. It's 90 degrees outside and that attic's about 100 degrees. So all we have left to do is to terminate these into RJ45 connectors. And then I'll plug it into my TP-Link 8-port switch. Once again, I'll show you a clip from a video that shows how to terminate Cat6 cables. And we're using the T568B wiring diagram. Just make sure those wires are flat, straight, and in the correct order before you put it into the RJ45 connector. And you will need a crimping tool to complete this process. And that's it, easy as pie. And put that boot on for protection. And this is the time lapse of the rewire of our network panel. Alright everyone, we're all done. And our network panel is rewired. It's much more organized. And we've added 2 new Cat6 lines in our media room. And now our media room is fully connected to the internet with 2 Cat6 lines. Incredible. Alright guys and gals, now we're going to install a brand new Ethernet wall jack from an existing wall jack in a different room. And to make this even better, I'm going to make this a 2-port wall jack because more ports is more better. So guys, let me show you what my plan is for my new network wall jack. I have a single wall that separates my family room from my master bedroom. In our family room, we have a network cable that comes out of the wall and connects to our TP-Link 8-port switch. This switch connects to our PS4, our Roku box, our TV, and a desktop computer. So I have extra ports available on this switch. So my plan is to plug a Cat6 cable into the switch and run that cable through the wall into my master bedroom. And that will connect to a new network wall plate. And that wall plate will have a Cat6 jack. And this installation will look professional. So now we'll have wired internet in our master bedroom. So now let's take a look at the required tools for this installation. You'll need a cordless drill, various drill bit sizes, a hammer, a measuring tape, and a drywall saw. And here are a few more tools you may need. Wire stripper, a pencil, and a crimping tool if you're going to make your own patch cables. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure from where the coax cable comes out of the wall in the family room, and then I'll measure in the master bedroom that same distance. So this way, when I drill the hole from the family room into the master bedroom, I have an idea where it's going to come out. So now I'm going to take off the wall plate, and this will allow me to see into the wall to where I'll be drilling. It's really important to make sure the area I'm going to be drilling has no wires in front of it. I saw no wires, and I used a measuring tape just to tap onto the wall, and we're good to go. The area behind my guitars is where I'm going to put this wall jack. The hole will be near the bookcase. So now you'll need a drill bit for your cordless screwdriver. Use the largest bit you have. The drill bit I'm using is used to go through thick walls. However, you can use a smaller drill bit. Just make sure the drill bit is long enough so it can go through the other side. And here will be the location of our new wall jack. So now I'm going to use a drywall saw to enlarge the hole. Now it's time to connect the Cat6 jack to the Cat6 cable. This Cat6 jack will cost around $5. You get the Cat6 wall jack, you get the punch down tool, and you also get a wire cover. We'll also need some Cat6 cable. This roll of cable is about 10 feet. I'm going to cut it in half. That's all I'm going to need. After cutting the wire in half, go ahead and strip back the blue wire cover. So this end connects to the Cat6 wall jack, and this end connects to the switch. I have done a video on how to install a Cat6 wall jack, and here's a link to that video. Cut off the white string. Next, unravel all the wires. After you unravel all the wires, it's time to place the wires into the wall jack slots. And this is how you do it. So the bottom left is white orange. Above that is orange. Make sure to use the punch down tool to push them all the way down. The next color above the orange is brown. And above that is white brown. Once again, use the punch down tool. The wires need to go all the way down. Okay, the left side is done. Time for the right side. Bottom right wire is green, and above that is green white. And next above that is blue white, then above that is blue. Now take the punch down tool and push all the wires down just one more time. And we're done. Next, trim off any excess wire. And now add the wire cover. Okay, looks good, we're ready to go. Next, insert the Cat6 Wall Jack into the wall plate. Next, go ahead and feed the wire through the wall through the other side. Now I'll go ahead and plug it into the 8-port switch. So now we're going to use the drywall saw to cut the opening for the 1-gang wall bracket. And we'll do a test fit for the bracket to make sure it all fits. And then lastly, screw the bracket to the drywall. And now we can add the second line and then the faceplate. Right, I'm going to add another line right here. And then right here is the hole back here. You might be able to see it. Well, I'll just run it through the other side of the wall and I'll plug it into our 8-port switch. This will give us now 2 ports. 2 ports are better than 1. All right, so let's put the wire cap on top here. Put it on. And then we just simply slide it in there. All right, so it's gonna look like this, but I need to go ahead and terminate this to a RJ45. Then I'll slide it through here, up to the other side. It's right here. Through there. See, like that. So let's do that real quick. And this is where it comes out the other side of the wall, right here. And where is it at? There it is. Right here. This is it. Plug it in. There we go. We now plug it into our switch. And it goes through the wall, all the way through that wall to the other side right here. All right, and we're just gonna screw this back in and we're done. And that's how you add a 2 data port wall plate, by running a wire from a different room through the wall to the 2-port outlet. All right, guys and gals, make sure to check out these videos right here. They're awesome. And with that, I'll see you guys and gals in the next video real soon. High five. Peace.